Is just now started to be afternoon. So, yeah, that's a pretty good camera angle right there. That works. Okay, so I open up the door and the two measuring, the two cups are filled of the plastic paste um, part B, and that's the paste right here. That's the paste. And I'm getting ready to put part A into the cup. I put a spray release. I painted on the paste wax all over it, and then I used a spray release. Holy's 2300 is a Polytech. There's different ones available, but this wasn't from Smooth On. I think this was from Bitty Mold. But I got the same. It does the same thing, and it releases polyester, resins, and that's what we're trying to do. We got to release the resin. That's what we're doing. We're not really not too worried about the silicone because that'll release itself. But I still did it for precaution. And as you can see, like I said, this is a two part, 2-to-1 ratio. Two of the part B, and one of plastic paste. This is the hardener. This is part A, and we're going to pour that into this cup. I already shook this up pretty good, and we're going to bring that right up to the top. Okay. Always have to shake these and mix these well. It says it right on the top of the thing. Shake well. Okay. So now I need to transfer the plastic paste into a bigger bucket. This stuff is thick. Just gotta break that suction. Come on, get out of there. It's like releasing a turd. Get it all out of there. Scrape the bottom. And then morsel that stuff out. It's expensive stuff, so let's not waste any. Alright, that's as good as that gets. I don't know that I can reuse these cups. I might be able to. We'll see. I'm just scraping the walls as I'm doing this. This is thick stuff. I'll tell you, it wasn't fun. I had to pre-mix that whole container. Get that in the bucket, not out of the bucket. All right, that'll work. All right, now let me get this pushed down inside the bucket a little bit. I think those cups were 12-ounce cups. So that's a 24 ounces, basically. And, waste nothing. Now, This will activate this as soon as I pour this in and start mixing it. 2-to-1 ratio. I want to do this all. I'm going to have to do this a little bit off camera, I think, because I got to get this mixed quick, so I can start applying it onto the mold, or mold. Yeah, this will thin it down enough to where I can manipulate it. It'll be a little while before I get this mixed real good. I've got my back door open for ventilation because this will degas as it hardens. It only takes about 90 minutes for this to, anywhere, I think 90 minutes I said. Starts to harden up. Got to be one consistent color. Smoothness. Jesus, I wish these stamp sticks were a little bit more strength. They don't make the sticks like they used to. The paint sticks. They're just real flimsy and cheap. Yeah, I can feel this heating up already. The stuff gets warm. It's resin. Resin does that. Scrape the walls real good. The bottom. We're almost there. That's how you know you're getting a good mix, as it's starting to get warm. Now let me show you. See how it's coming together now? Okay. I think I want to use a brush for the bottom part to really get into the corners right in here real good. But first, I need to get some of this stuff on here. Especially around the wall, the flange. Don't want it on my clothes. I got some old shirts on, so. I'm making the wall first. The flange wall nice and thick. I'm going to go around this knob. I'm not going to go over it. I'll go the extra mile and smooth this out once I get the coverage on there. Get completely around this knob. Around the base of the neck. This stuff's great because it's for vertical walls. It'll stick to a vertical wall. Damn it. Just awkward positioning from where I'm sitting. Now, I'm probably going to use a brush to get that in there a little bit. Yeah, this bucket's getting hot. You can feel it. It's going to start kicking soon, so I'm going to get this on here. Looks like, I'll tell you, I think it's going to be one coat should do it. Got to get this wall though. Need that. It's starting to really kick now. Yeah, I gotta. Working on the wall now. Stuff's thick, it really is. Ain't no joke. And I can start to feel it's really, alright, I need to turn this so I can get to this chin underneath it here. That stuff really kicks fast. It's really gummy now. Okay, that is a done deal. All right, now I need my, get out of there. I'm just smoothing out some of the high spots, the rough spots. Get those air pockets out of there. Now, once this hardens, which will be in about 45 minutes, I'll be able to make it thicken if I doubt it. I may have to I might make another bucket just in case, because you can layer this. I can always add a little more to it. This area is a little too thin, but for the most part, I got a good coating on here. I've never done this before, so this is a new product to me, and anytime you're messing with new, there's learning curves with everything. Especially I wanted to see how fast this kicked, and boy, it kicked fast. So I know it's well mixed. If your kicking is that good. And that's the nice thing about this. So, I love learning stuff, I really do. Yeah, it's real thin right in here. I gotta make another batch. On the next batch, I'll make a small batch. I'll make a small batch to get in there. Okay, so we don't want that to happen. Starting to pull away. Won't get off. All right, I have to figure this out. There we go. Once that hardens, it's already getting like, it's sticky. And once it hardens, it's going to be like rock. All right, so now we just wait. Throw that stick away. This bucket ain't going to be worth nothing. Neither is this stick. Yeah, it's already turned into plastic. The one thing about, I don't know, maybe it will come out. It ain't worth the effort. So what I'll do is I'll make a small batch, the next one. It's peeling right off of this stuff with no problem. Yeah, it's almost like a sticky Play-Doh now. Wow, that's pretty amazing. That is pretty amazing. Yeah, I'm going to make a small batch to thicken up that resin wall a little bit better. Just to get this side done, then the other side should be a little easier. We shall see. Yeah, this next batch I won't do anything in this area. I'll strictly just do the wall. Just a small batch to make it nice and thick. So, let me read your comments. I gotta get rid of this thing because this ain't no good now. If anybody's on, I'm not even sure if anybody has joined me. You know what? I can do that on the computer while I can leave the phone right where it's at. And I go back over here and see what kind of, this is the hard resin shell. Let me get my chair over in position. All right. Let me go on the internet here. I can read your comments real quick. We'll sit and chat for a few minutes, and then when I go back over to start the next, I gotta wait about 45 minutes, if that. All right, we don't want that. We want to go to my channel. Where's my channel? There we go. Okay, I'm live here. I can see you guys if you guys want to comment any questions. Okay, I'm live here. I can see you guys if you guys want to comment any questions. Sorry about that. I had the speakers on, and you'll get feedback if you do that. So join the chat. So I need you guys to join the chat if you guys want to yap with me right now. Let's see, looks like it's spelled right. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, so this is the outer shell that I'm working on. It's a resin shell. And the reason why I didn't do Ultra Cal 30, which is like a stone shell, is because it's so heavy. This stuff's real light, hard to work with, but it's light. It's a light mix. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one batch I'm going to do 1 cup of, I guess, B, and then a half a cup of part A for that thickening that wall and making that wall go up just a little bit higher. So that's the plan. Let me go wash my hands real quick. I'll be right back. Think about what you know. Any comments? Let me know. Yeah, I had to take advantage of this weather. It's beautiful. I got my door open because stuff has a little bit of a degases, so I don't want the fumes aren't as bad as I thought they were. I guess I don't know. Last night I wasn't up to trying to tackle this. I needed like a whole day just in case anything went bad. Something goes wrong on you, you know. The last thing you want to do is be stuck trying to do this in the middle of the night. So then you always have the moisture from the from the night air, and I didn't want any of that affecting my sculpture either. So, or my mold with the resin. So now there's one other thing I got. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry. Be right back.
looks good. Yeah, that don't smell. Did you say that, remember you were talking about that little thing? No, 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 no,
Oh yeah. Get right in, guys. I'm back. The wife asked me to put the water up. Took me a few extra minutes here. No comments? There's 2 on and I'm one of them, so I don't know. Maybe there's more people on than I can see. 2 watching. Yeah, this is it's not that hard of a process. It really isn't. I thought it was going to be worse, but it's not. So we're good. Just going to make sure that that wall's nice and thickened with another coat of resin. Let me make sure. Let me give it a little touch and see what kind of hardness we have. Oh yeah, that's already hard. That's crazy. That is so cool. But now I can go in and I can get rid of any of these sharp points. That is neat. That is neat. Now I can just mash down these sharp edges because it's still kind of pliable. Anything with like a little needle sticking up, man, that's going to turn into like glass. And you don't want that. See these little tiny... Now this is plenty thick enough, this resin right here. I don't need to add anything more to that. This side's a pain in the neck because it's up underneath the chin. I'm just getting rid of all the little spikes sticking up, because that'll get so sharp once it hardens. This is my little trick that I figured out, because as I can see, as I felt the way this thing was hardening inside the bucket as I was applying it on there, I knew that it was going to be like, you know, it's going to go from, you know, it's going to have different stages. It'll have, you know, thick, it'll get thick, and then it'll start getting really hard. You can just feel it. It's weird. It's weird. I can't explain it. But I could tell Now this will be completely ready in 45 minutes, and then what we do is I take this dividing wall off once I thicken this up where I want it. I take this dividing wall off. I leave the tin foil. I fold the tin foil back over, which reminds me, on my last live, I started putting tinfoil tape all over the cards. Wrong move. I had to put literally a layer of tinfoil right up to the mold, and then fold it back over because I need to be able to remove the cards and leave the tinfoil. So the tinfoil is going to get folded over this way. So this way, when I do the other side of the wall, I won't have a problem separating the two pieces. So this is cool. This is really cool. Yep, I like it. That'll be nice and light too, so I'll be able to slush cast that, in my arms and not have to worry about the weight being too heavy. I'm making this silicone master mold for one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to make more clay heads from this mold. Now that I have the basic shape of what my Myers masks will be, and this is it right here, this sculpture will be the base of all my masks. This is the base sculpture. That means everything's going to go off of this particular shape in the head except for one mask, and that's going to be the flashback mask, and I'm going to redo that from this mold that you're looking at right now. What you're looking at, once that's deshelled, I'm going to start shaping that head, the clay master, into the flashback mask, and then I'm going to make multiple heads out of clay from that mold, and then I'll probably do a 2018 version of my sculpture. It'll be aged to look like the 2018. I'm not changing the whole layout of the face or any of that. It's just going to be aged to look like the original mask, only aged to the 2018, and then the kills, and then the ends mask, and then I'm going to do a concept mask as well, and that's going to be done from one of my clay heads. This will be so much easier making the clay heads out of monster clay, because then what I'll do is, once I make the hard clay head from this monster clay, I'll be able to peel out the clay. Once I put a hard solid one-piece mold, I'll put a stone mold over top of that clay, all right, and I'll be able to pull the clay out of the mold, and that should be awesome. I'll make sure that the clay is nice and thick so it doesn't get deformed underneath the stone. But I can always pull the clay out and reuse the clay over and over and over again. That's the nice thing about the way I'm going to do these heads, these future heads. I'm not seeing any chat. Nobody's chatting with me. One watching now. That's only me. Okay. I guess nobody's available. Well, if that's the case, I'm going to work on some music while this is hardening up. I will jump off of here, and I'll be back on the next part. All right. Peace. I'll see you on the next video, and that's probably going to be in 45 minutes.